Hey everyone, it's AlluringSimmer here, back with another speed build, and today we are doing an apartment speed build. I really wanted to do like a home office, and I kind of don't think I went as hard as I would have liked to with this. So I definitely think I might do like a room build where I only do the office space, to kind of like give a better idea of what I really want to do. But for this apartment build, I wanted to create like a studio style apartment. There is a door, well, like there is a way to kind of like block off the bathroom area, but there's actually no doors in this build. So it is uploaded to the gallery as a room, which makes it very easy for you to download. And I actually placed it back down after like putting it into the gallery, and everything appeared nicely, like nothing was missing, and all the walls that I had placed were there as well. So from what I have seen, it will place nicely into your game. And I put the lot name in the title of the build, so it's very easy to know exactly where this apartment is in San Myshuno. But anyway, for the theme of this build, I didn't really go into it with like a certain style that I want to go for. I just kind of worked with whatever color schemes I thought looked good. For the kitchen, I was originally going to go a bit more modern, and I really wanted to use the like conventional oven thing just because, like, even though I have an actual oven as well, I just think it looks cute and I just want to find a way to use it in my builds more. But then I also wanted to have a microwave and a coffee maker, and I just felt like there would be like no counter space left if I had added all of those appliances. I think there would only be one spot, and I just feel like I prefer to have at least two spaces available. So if you want to have two Sims like cooking together, they can do that. Or if you want to add like extra decor items on the countertops, like I just want to leave that space there for people who may want to use this build. And then for the bar stools, I was originally going to go with white to add like sort of a pop, but I felt like it was too much of a contrast. So I went with these ones from the Desert Luxe kit. And I think they're really cute because they still have like, the beige white color. I don't really know what color it is that kind of like makes it still stand out, but then the brown and the black kind of tie in with the rest of the kitchen. And then I added some brick walls. I actually don't know when I put that in there, to add like a little accent wall for the kitchen area. And you'll notice throughout the build that I add like different wallpapers in some areas. And I wanted to keep it somewhat realistic because it's like, if you're renting an apartment, you most likely are not going to change the entire like layout of the building. So in my mind, like the brick was already there, and the wallpapers that I added were like those ones that you can like stick on and then you can remove later if you don't like it. But yeah, you'll see later on. I kind of used it to like break up different spaces, since again, this is like pretty much a studio apartment. There are no doors, even though you see one right now. It's going to eventually disappear. So I wanted to make sure that there was like a clear idea of where all the spaces were. I did use walls to kind of break up the apartment quite a bit. But again, there's not really any like huge, what am I trying to say? There's not like a huge privacy thing going on here because most of the rooms are like you just kind of walk in. There's no door blocking it. And then, yeah, so for the bathroom, I was like, what am I going to do since I don't want to add a door? And I know there's a way to add a door and still have it function like a room, but I just really didn't want to do that because I'm like, I don't know why. I just didn't want to do that. And I felt like since I had the bathroom connected to the bedroom and there's already that wall kind of breaking up that space, that like realistically, you still have that like sense of privacy because it's behind a curtain and it's in a whole separate room. But it also makes it easier to like upload it to the gallery as a room. So I don't have to worry about like adding in a fake wall and doing all that stuff. So this is how it turned out. I did add spandrels that you will see kind of stay in there for the entirety of the build, but the uploaded version doesn't have the spandrels because it made the room turn into like it wasn't counting the bathroom as part of the room, and obviously you kind of need that for the lot. So I removed the spandrels. I think I replaced it with something else, or I just left it open, but it's not really like gonna make or break the build. And then here I was trying to decide how I wanted to do the living room, because originally I had the archway or the like little entryway to the bedroom right where you see that TV, but I moved it to the other side so that way I would have like a flat wall to kind of, again, break up the space nicely and have room to like put the TV and couches and all that stuff, because otherwise there would honestly be no living room if I didn't do that. And I think it turned out really cute. I used the couch and like a sofa chair from Paranormal Stuff. And honestly, it's really cute. I was originally gonna go with like the white couch, and it had like a little bit of beige like pillows and blankets over it, and I thought that was cute, but I felt like the build needed a bit more color since there's a lot of brown and beige and black. So I was like, let's add some little pops here and there. I also did that with the paintings, like having those like little pops of color that kind of make the space feel a little bit more fun. And then I thought this little cactus thing was really cute, but I just didn't like having it there. And I was originally gonna go like and put a bunch of like little posters and paintings on that wall, and I decided against it and just put a little calendar instead. And now for the office space, you'll see me, there was quite a bit of trial and error here. So originally I was going to use this table. I just think this table is so cool. I don't know why. I just think it's like a really cool little workspace for your Sims, and I think it would work better if I was making this for a very specific type of Sim or a Sim with a very specific career. But I wanted to kind of make this build open for like any kind of Sim to live here. And another thing with this build is going into it, I wanted to create an apartment that would work really nicely for a Sim who's works from home, is a freelancer, does any sort of thing that doesn't require them to like go to a different lot to work. But even if they do, they can definitely still use this like workspace. But just wanted to let you guys know what I had in mind when I created this build. So I have like a camera in the bedroom. So like if your Sim is a freelance photographer, if they're a freelance artist, I do have the regular tablet. I don't have the drawing tablet in this build. Obviously that's something you could add, but I did add the easel. I'm not 100% sure if you can be like a freelance just regular artist or if it's only digital. So but realistically, if you wanted to do a digital artist, all you would have to do is add the drawing tablet. I don't know why, but when I put that tablet there, I kind of assumed that that was the one that you could draw on, and now that I'm looking back on it, I realized that there is a different one for doing that. So again, that was my bad. I also added some yarn and like cross stitching stuff. So if your Sim is someone who wants to be crafty and maybe share their creations on Plopsy, they have the option to do that too. So I have quite a few like different, I guess, activities and stuff that your Sims could do. And obviously the computer allows for them to do a bunch of other things, like if they want to be a writer, if they want to be a programmer, anything that involves using the computer, that's also an option. But you can see that this space is very not even just like I put a lot of clutter, but it's just I put a lot of detail into this space specifically because I wanted it to be like the main focus. This is like for a Sim who wants to either work from home or spends a lot of time in their little office space. And I think it turned out really cute. In hindsight, I actually don't think like originally I was like, oh, I feel like I would want to do a lot more. I still think it turned out all right, but I really want to do one that has like custom content as well, because I feel like I have so many like decor and like little clutter pieces that would work really nice for an office, but I just don't know how people feel about like custom content builds, because I know obviously if you're on console or if you're someone who doesn't really use CC, then I don't really know how well people would necessarily like the builds. I don't know. But if that's something you would be interested in seeing, like more custom content builds, and maybe I could have links to where you can find the CC if you do want to download it, I could definitely do that in the future. So let me know in the comments down below what you would think if I decided to do some builds that include more custom content. Now we're on to the bathroom. I kept it pretty simple. Again, this is meant to be like an apartment, and I feel like in most apartments you're not gonna find like a lot of like extra things in the bathroom. I feel like all the bathrooms are probably going to be pretty standard and have like, you know, toilet, shower, bath, sink, and then whatever extra things are there is like things that you would bring in yourself. So I had like a little robe, I had like the toothbrush, toothpaste, and then like a little soap dispenser, and I thought that was enough, you know, for this bathroom space. Again, this isn't a very huge place because it is like a small apartment, so I didn't want to clutter it too much and make it feel smaller than it already is. But I surprisingly, I feel like the walls kind of breaking it up actually almost make it feel bigger than it is, because if you see this lot like originally, well, actually I don't know what the original apartment looks like because I've been building in a blank save, but if you see it without all the walls and stuff, it doesn't look that big. It looks like it could be the size of maybe just like, you know, maybe like a kitchen dining space and possibly living area, but not a whole bedroom and bathroom and office. Like, I'm surprised that I fit like so many things into this space. Um, the bedroom is very like open. I didn't really clutter it too much. This isn't a very clutter filled apartment, so I wanted to keep it pretty minimal. So if you decide to move your Sims into here, you can kind of add your own stuff into it and, you know, have it be more personal to the Sim that you want to have live here. And I think that's something I want to do more in builds that I upload to the gallery, or that I do for some YouTube videos, just so if you want to actually have your Sim move into these lots or into these apartments or houses, you still have the ability to kind of add your own little personality touches. Hopefully that makes sense. But yeah, we're getting really close to the end. I just added in a few like extra little pieces. And then there are screenshots at the end of the video if you guys want to see more in depth what the build looks like. Feel free to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed. Subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already. Leave a comment down below what you think of the build and what kind of build you would like to see in the future. And I'll see you guys all in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye, guys.